Alrighty, let's see. Something super difficult. How about that? Tonight, I don't know why I got these sitting out here. I've had these sitting here for weeks. Still Dacite flakes. And one little black butter Dacite flake. What should I do? Alrighty, let's see. Don't need no gloves for something this tiny. So, we'll just get right into it. I was going to do the pressure flaker, but let's do the indirect percussion. Shall we? Yes. Yes, we shall. Alright. What kind of Dacite is this? Mystery Dacite. I don't even care anymore. No. It doesn't matter to me. The less I know about something, the better I feel as far as the material goes. All I need to know is how it naps. Can I adjust to it? Can I? If yes, it's good. If I know the name of it and I can adjust to it, doesn't matter. I don't think it matters. I might feel a little different if the name is kind of cool. Yeah, but you know, maybe like I don't know, Suicide King Dacite. Yeah, like the playing cards, right? There's a Suicide King in there somewhere. Suicide King Dacite. Yeah. Then I might say, yeah, okay, that's a cool name. Yeah. Otherwise, I don't know. I say all this and I just got a book on Church of Texas and where to find them and stuff. Or it's a geological type survey. Basically, it tells me where it is, but I can't go to any of those places because it's either on private land or on a military base. Yeah. It's funny how they do a lot of geological surveys on military bases and then publish the data, but you can't get on there anymore. I used to be able to get on them, but that was before I knew about knapping. Yeah. Even if I did and I knew about knapping, there's no way I could hike out there and grab it all and come back with any amount in a backpack or a rucksack. You know what, 50 pounds? 50 pounds wears on you after a while. Unless you can drive out there, I would have to have some kind of all-terrain vehicle, but I don't know. I don't worry about such things, although it is cool to have the book. Yeah, it is cool to have the book because now I know where other people are getting their stuff. Yeah. So that's where it comes from. Now I know why they call it that. Yeah, that's where it comes from. Somebody knows somebody who knows somebody who has land with rocks on them. With rocks on it. And then they go there. Without me, I don't get to go. No. No one invites me. I can't say no one invites me. I've been invited to go get rocks. And yeah, I will start going more often now. Yeah. Hopefully. That way, where's my pad? That way I can have some fun, right? Go out looking for rocks is more fun than ordering it by mail. Or is it? It's a little bit. As long as it's not like 100 degrees and something like it was today. Golly, the summer's out here. My goodness. And I'm trying to live outdoors more. Yeah. Every day. I spend like, I don't know. I spend maybe 2 hours a day indoor. Just to do cooking. That's it. Oh, and to go to stores. Go to grocery store. Or hardware store. Or department store or something. That's it. I'd say maybe 2 hours a day inside. The rest of the time I'm outside in this heat. But you know, it's okay. It is okay. I got my ice water, got my fan going. Always have to have a fan, yes. Always. Yeah, I couldn't live out here without a fan going all the time. I mean, there is wind and stuff, but you can't adjust the wind, and right when you want some wind, it's not there. Funny how that works. You can't just say the magic word and all of a sudden this breeze comes by, but you can reach out and move the magic fan. Yeah. So what am I doing? I'm just crunching the edges. This is the way I used to make arrowheads. Just crunch the edges and then put some notches. Perfect. Yep. Didn't even need to be sharp. I just wanted to practice the shape. But nowadays, it's got to be all fancy. Yeah. Well, it doesn't have to be. No, all I need to do is make the clicking sounds. Talk some smack, and I got a video. Yeah, I could be all serious about it, but I'm reserving my seriousness for other videos. Yeah. I do more of this now professionally, but I still like to have fun with it once in a while. I haven't been doing too many videos. I didn't really feel like making a video tonight, to be honest, so I just grabbed some little flakes. Yeah. Easy peasy stuff. People want me to do arrowheads on flakes sometimes. What's the secret? Well, the secret is, you know, don't break it. And a domed pad will help. A flat pad helps too sometimes. I mean, some of these guys are really good. Some of you guys are really good at using flat pads. Maybe you'll get a flat pad and see if I've made the adjustment or crossed the Rubicon, right? And then I can use any kind of pad I want. I still like my domed pads though. I don't know if I'll ever, cross that bridge and never return and go to a flat pad. Although it'd be like 10 times easier because I don't have to construct the dome. A flat pad would take me 10 minutes. This one takes me an hour and a half to make. Believe it or not, I get picky. Right, where's my... There it is. Yeah, I get picky. And I want to make it perfect. Perfect. I won't turn the grinder on for you guys, the electric sander. This is annoying enough, I think. But you're not asleep yet. It's only 9 minutes, so you just get warmed up to get your jammies on. Yeah. I don't know if any of you guys or gals have a nighttime beverage. I can't go to sleep on an empty stomach. I don't know about you. I gotta have something. If my stomach is totally empty, my brain says, this is not a good situation. I gotta have something. And I'm thinking about, what can I have? What can I have? I'm thinking about it a long time. I'm not gonna go to sleep. Keep thinking about, what can I have for a snack? They say that has something to do with you don't have the proper nutrition or something. I think it's anxiety. I got all kinds of nutrition. Oh yeah. I've been taking my potassium and magnesium lately. Good stuff. If you don't take it, you get cramps. Well, at least with me, if I don't take my minerals, I get leg cramps when I stretch, especially like when I'm laying down, either to fall asleep or when I get up in the morning. If I stretch too much, I start to get the little foot cramps or whatever, leg cramps or foot cramps, if I don't have my minerals. Yeah. So yeah, it's not the nutrition thing. What is it that you have to have a snack at night? Comfort food, as they say. I don't know. So this is just picking at the edges of a flake. I'm not even worried about step fractures. Maybe because they're just those flakes are so short, it doesn't even matter. Now, if I start out with a curved flake, it'd be really, really hard. But I started out with a flake that was pretty flat. Yeah, I cheated. You can cheat on this. I'm not going to tell nobody. Nope. Cheater tools. Little shortcuts here and there. I used to say there's no shortcuts in Flintknapping because I was real hardcore about that. But nowadays, now that I'm a professional, I know the shortcuts. Oh yeah. I still don't use the grinding tools though. And I don't use the slabbing machines or things like that. I could, I need to get one of those rotary tools that's powerful enough so where I can just put a stone grinding tip on the rotary tool and just and get rid of step fractures that way, and then flake over it like nothing ever happened, like it was no problem. Yep. Amazing. How did you do it with that material? Do it on video, please. Well, okay, yeah, I'll do it eventually on video. I can just see myself and then never do it because I cheated with the grinder. No, but if I do that, if I get a grinder, I'll put it on video. Yeah, I'll wake you guys up. I'll turn it on just like a sander. Yeah. Guys, what the heck is that now? What is he doing now? Is he shaving while napping now? Because it sounds like a shaver. Or I don't know what. No, I'm just using the grinder on the step fractures. Yeah. Anti-step fracturingizing it. Whatever. I don't know. Okay. What meds am I on? What meds are you taking talking about this stuff? Making up words. I'm not taking any meds, just my minerals. And they got some supplements in the house, the supplements you add to the water bottles. You know, these little things. They got supplements now in the house, little powders you put in there. They just bought a bunch of stuff. I'm tempted to do it, but it's got carbs, so there's no way. But it's tempting. Yeah. Drinking a lot of water. It'd be kind of exciting to have a little bit of taste once in a while in the water. Some flavor. Yeah. Plus, it looks like they got minerals in those powdered mixes, whatever it is. Well, they've got powdered mixes in there, and they've got liquid additives just in liquid form. Yeah, they went out and they bought a bunch of stuff. Didn't tell me. They're just sitting there in the kitchen. I'm going, what is that? Aha. They're cheating with the water. They're having too good of a time. They didn't tell me. They didn't tell me because they know I'm not going to drink it. Yeah. They know already. But I make fun still. Sometimes they'll say, you didn't tell me. I'll go, Dad, you don't drink it anyway. Yeah, but at least you could have told me. It's not like I'm not curious anymore. I didn't lose my curiosity when I lost the carbohydrates. Well, I don't know. Maybe I did. I'm not curious, actually. Yeah. So yeah, this is such easy material as long as it doesn't snap. As long as it doesn't get step fractures like that. You want to know how to avoid step fractures like that? Don't flint knap. Yeah, that's the secret. Just stop flint napping, you'll avoid those. What kind of advice is that? It's advice that works. It's foolproof. You don't want step fractures like that? Just stop napping. Just stop it. Stop trying to get rid of them. Leave them in. Yeah. But you don't want those remedies. It's too easy. That's too guaranteed. You know, you want to take some risks. You want to know how to take the risks and get those step fractures out of there. Yeah. If you want to get the step fractures out of there and take risks, be prepared to waste a lot of material. But it's not really a waste because eventually you'll get it. But it'll feel like a waste in the beginning. You might say to yourself, it wouldn't have been a waste if he just told me exactly how to do it. Yeah. But doesn't he just say exactly how to do it? Yeah, well, I'm showing you on video. That's my saying how to do it. Showing you. I can't even see the platforms. I got my reader glasses on and everything. I can't see what the edge looks like. Not really. I'm just hoping the grinding will round it off enough that it'll be sufficient to push off flakes long enough to eliminate those step fractures that don't really matter. I mean, it doesn't matter to the penetration ability of the Arrowhead. There, I knew that was going to pop the tip right off. Dang it. Anyway, it doesn't matter to the penetration ability how clean the surface is. No. I found out. How did I find out? By looking at the artifacts. They didn't care. That's how you know. That's how you know it doesn't affect penetration, because it's on the artifacts, and that's what they use them for. They use them for hunting. Presumably, unless they were all decorations. Yeah. What's the likelihood that all these arrowheads with step fractures on them were decorations only? They didn't use them for hunting. You don't know. But I say I know that it didn't affect penetration. I use the word I know, but I don't really know. You can pretty much figure it out. And yes, it's a thought experiment. You can figure it out just by thinking about it. That the step fractures don't matter too much. There was a time where I tried to set up a lot of tests to test those kinds of things. But I didn't do it. Why? Because like 5 people would watch it. That's it. I'd spend like 5 days on it. 5 people would watch it. Yeah, we know that it has the same penetration value. We know already. Some people just like to see shooting, shooting bows and arrows. They like to watch the shooting. I don't know, some of you guys, I don't like watching shooting. Nope. So I can't relate. I don't understand it. I don't understand the fascination of watching someone shoot the bow and arrow. Just shooting it at the target. Or trick shots. Yeah, I'll watch some of the trick shots and I'll go, man, that guy must have practiced for days and got lucky with some of those shots. It looks like he gets those shots every time. I know he doesn't. Or she. There's some female archers out there that are really good. But you know that they don't get the shot that they want on video every time. It's usually a lot of takes, like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 takes. I'm assuming. I need to meet one of those people in person and watch to see how many takes it takes to get those trick archery shots on video. Maybe I'll do it, because that would be kind of interesting to watch it in person. But just to watch someone on video, I don't know. So I'm going to stop just picking the edges here in a minute. What I'm trying to do is flatten it out, but it's not getting that flat. And I got to push really, really hard to get some of these flakes to travel across the face, even though it's dacite and it's a little bitty thing. You would think that it would be easy to push a flake across, but I can't see the edge. So that does affect the ability to knap a long flake. You got to be able to see the edge. And maybe a softer pad would help too, because I think maybe I'm stopping some of these flakes. But just in general, I'm not getting to the center. I don't know. What is it? It's probably because I'm not using my indirect percussion. Yeah. I'm too used to those flakes traveling really nicely and easily with the percussion tool. Trying to do it with pressure, I just end up with a bunch of crushed edges. Can't see. So what's the difference? I can't see with percussion. Yeah, but somehow it just blasts through and makes a big flake anyway. With pressure, they're just little bitty flakes. I want to be able to blast through there with a nice big old flake without having to worry about snapping it. I snap more points with pressure than anything else. If I start doing pressure. A lot. I'll snap a bunch of them. Even with the domed pad. Yep. Even with all my tricks. All my shortcuts. All my cheater tools. I still snap them. Premature flakeration. I hate it. Okay, I'm going to grind it and grind it and grind it until there's so much grinding that I can actually see the edge now. Yeah. That's a lot of grinding if I can see it. There we go. I was able to push off fat flake, almost like a percussion flake. Yeah, like that. But they don't travel. Maybe they're hitting the pad. Maybe. Maybe I should use a different kind of pad. Yeah, I don't know. I should put more variety into these videos. Different pads, different tools. No, I'm over that stage. At one time I wanted to do a lot of variety. Right? I've tried all kinds of stuff. I've tried aluminum and copper and brass, and you know, I do antlers sometimes. Yep. I become an antler person once in a while. But it's losing its luster. Trying different things and trying different materials, you know, different rocks and stuff. It's losing its luster. I don't know why. I'm kind of settling into just a few rocks that I nap now, and that's it. I'm getting more into Obsidian because I'm getting to like it. I got friends that send me good stuff now. It's a whole different world opening up because I didn't realize how good some obsidians are. I figured they were all crackly and they get all powdery on the edges no matter what. But no, there's some that are really good. Yeah. Some that are super easy to nap. That actually respond and you can run flakes like you want. This dacite is very, very delicate. I cannot take too many chances with it. But there's some obsidians I can, you know, take all kinds of chances and it doesn't really break like my earlier experiences with obsidian. Which ones are those that I'm talking about? What am I talking about? Well, the first obsidian that really impressed me was the triple flow. I still like it a lot. But there are other ones that I'm discovering from different parts of the country. I've got some Armenian obsidian. Yeah. And I wrote his name down. John. Yeah. I need to nap this on video. I have it sitting there. It's been sitting there for weeks also. I'm going to nap this one soon. I don't know when. But I got that on the list. Yeah. I will nap it. It will happen. Yep. But I don't know when. I don't know when. That's the bad part. See, if I just say, make it happen, get it done, do it. I'll snap it. I don't want to snap that slab. My chances of success go way up if I'm in the right mindset. Now, with my mind, it never has the right mindset at the correct time. I gotta wait for it. Sometimes it takes forever. All right, enough of struggles with ADHD. Yeah. There's a word for it. For your lack of ability to get something forcibly done correctly. Especially something like Flintknapping. You gotta if I force it, it's not like, forcing push-ups or sit-ups. You can do that if you're, someone smacks you upside the head, you can still do push-ups and sit-ups. Yeah, you don't need no brain function, basically. You can force yourself to do that. It's easy. Well, maybe not easy, but compared to forcing yourself to do a nap session, it's a whole different ball game. Oh yes. Which makes it kind of interesting. Why is it that it's so hard to get good results if you force it with napping? Why is that giving me resistance when it's Dacite? It's not that thick, and it's giving me resistance like it's stalling. I'm stalling this little bitty arrowhead? How ridiculous. Let me see. Did I sharpen it enough? Let me sharpen it down more. Maybe that's it. Yeah. Alright, let's take it down a little bit more. Maybe it'll grab the edge better. I don't know. I should know this by now. It's still... What it's doing is... It's acting like it wants to make me push too hard. Yeah. It's acting like it's making me push too hard. So... I cannot let it make me push really, really hard. No. It'll snap the barb off. I cannot push really, really hard. I can, it's possible, but I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to keep popping out nice flakes by not pushing really, really hard. Sometimes it takes sharpening this down so it catches the edge or concentrates the force or both. Yeah, sometimes just the edge treatment makes a big difference. And whether you use passive or aggressive pressure, I'm trying to use passive, but sometimes it just doesn't go. The danger with passive is it's very tempting to use too much. You press and press and press until it releases by itself, like that one. But look, I'm very lucky that it didn't extend out and take out an ear or a barb. This is the ear, this is the barb. See how it punched out that flake? Or it's not one flake, it was a bunch of pieces, but anyway, you see how that's luck. See how that happened? Now, what would I have done if that wasn't a lucky flake removal and it snapped everything? I'm just going to keep going, just like on that Unibarb. I'll make something different out of it. Make another Unibarb. Now, some of these arrowheads had extremely delicate notches and barbs. On the real ones. Why would they do it that way? So delicate. I don't know. This is nerve-wracking. Because I can easily hit the sides and cause a big mishap by hitting the sides, trying to maneuver this pressure flaker in there for those very risky pop outs. I would not make an arrowhead this way. I'm making it this way because it's hard and you get to see it on video. What's the secret? I'm showing you the secret. Yeah. But I wouldn't do this myself. If I were to make arrowheads for myself, I wouldn't do it like this. I just make a triangle, that's it. Don't need no notches. Just like you don't need no stinking badges, I don't need no stinking notches. No. Don't need no stinking notches. Why? Whatever for? I don't know. I mean, it's cool. It looks cool. But look how much time I've been spending just doing the notches when it was already a triangle and I could have just used it. Yeah. You're not gonna let me get away with it because you're gonna say, yeah, the most popular form of a true arrow point is just a plain triangle, no notches. For you smarty pants out there that know, that is true. The most common form of arrowhead is just a triangle with no notches. Maybe a little stem, maybe a little bitty notch attempt. But the most common is just a triangle. No notches, no nothing. No stem, no notch. Well, the whole bottom is the stem. I think I've gone over how to haft a arrowhead with no notches. Just a plain old triangle. Right? I think I've done a video on that. The whole bottom third is the stem, and you just wrap up on the blade a little bit with a little crisscross. A little cross going like that. You know, you put it... Oh, I got something. You put it on an arrowhead, an arrow foreshaft. I finally found my little foreshaft tools. Yeah. I call them tools because I can use them to gauge if it's going to haft correctly. And this is not going to haft correctly. How about this one? And it's not deep enough. But anyway, you stick it on there with glue and you do the crisscross up on the blade a little bit. Pretend it's a triangle with no notches, okay? Anyway, I think that's deep enough, unless I want to take some more risks. Do I want to take more risks? Let's see. Let me sharpen it. I do want to take more risks because it makes good video. So I'm gonna sharpen it again. It seemed to work to sharpen it. Even though it's steel, it wears down quickly. Even when it's like easy peasy Dacite. Easy peasy Dacite. It still needs maintenance on the tools because it wears it down. Somehow the steel gets worn down even on the easy peasy Dacite. It's a mystery. So if I sharpen it and maintain it, I can pop out those little bitty flakes, which make all the difference sometimes. Come on. Don't make me a liar. There it goes. See, it popped out more. just by sharpening it. Ooh, that was the notch I did not want to flake. Let's do the other side. That one was already deep, and I took enough chances on that side. I got lucky that I didn't blow out something on that one because I didn't want to go any further. But there it goes. Yeah, a sharper spatula tool is able to push out some of those flakes. A little bit deeper. Right? Right. Nice. Nice. Still not good enough. Okay. I'm going to walk it in a little bit on the side. You can't see what I'm doing. I'm pushing on this side. I'm pushing on that side of the notch right here. I just now pushed on this side and widened it there. So my next push will be down at the bottom right there. Push it out because it's thin now right there. Yeah, see, if I walk it in by crunching the side, and go that way, I can now, because this is thinned down, I just crunch this all from the other direction, of course. But now it's thin enough I can pop it out right there. In theory, if I don't forget which side I'm working on or which little area I'm going to push on. Well, that just stalled it. It sounded like a pop out, but it stalled it. There it goes. That's what happens when you push too hard. Yeah. So now you know how to do it right and how to do it wrong. Or is it wrong? It's another Unibarb. Yeah. What are we going to do? We're going to symmetritize it. Yeah. I symmetritized it too good that time. What does it mean to symmetritize it too good? I took it off way too easily. I don't know how I managed to do that, but I took it off way too easily. Yeah. So yeah, I told you if it does it, I'm just gonna keep going. Some of you are going, you could have just left it. Yeah, well, I didn't need to just leave it because, you know, you still got benefit on how to do it. You know, it was good at one time. So if you just stopped the video before I broke it, you would learn, or hopefully learn, how to do it up to that point. Up to that point on the point. You would learn how to do it and it wouldn't be broken. You just shut the video off. But now that it's broken, you get a chance to see what I do. And I'm just winging it. And you get to see how delicate it is. Many of you already know how delicate it is. You don't want to see how delicate it is. You're tired of seeing how delicate it is. You want it to look like it was made of something not delicate. Yeah. Or see the impossible. Yeah. Some of you guys want to see the impossible, which makes it's not interesting unless it's almost impossible to do. Yeah. What I'm doing now is I'm thinning out the very base of it before the neck gets too thin or too narrow. That neck is going to get very narrow because that's what I'm going to do to it. Why am I going to do it to it? Because it's difficult. It's difficult to get the narrow neck on it. on this Dacite. I could snap off the whole base. Taking risks again. So before it gets too snappable, come on. I'm going to thin down this base and put a little concavity in it. And maybe a little central notch. The central notch will thin it down even more. Now, what is a central notch for? I always get the question. Always. I don't know what it's for. So there. It's for looks. It just looks cool. That's what I'm thinking. But no, it's probably for the glue. Yeah. It's a glue notch. There was a time where I didn't think it was a glue notch. I thought it may be something else. But no. It's probably a glue notch. Yeah. That's so far as the best explanation. After reviewing every possibility I could think of. And thinking about it for days and weeks and months and years. Yeah, it's a glue notch. The little notch at the base. Sometimes it's barely noticeable on the artifacts. So why would they even put it in if it's barely noticeable? It's the same thing that you get when you mix an elephant with a rhino. Elefino. Yeah. Elefino. Why they did it that way. With just barely noticeable notch. And why they would make these with such narrow necks sometimes, I don't know. I know they're not making videos. Maybe they're trying to impress an audience. Now that's an idea. I wonder if nappers back in the day would nap to an audience every time. Or they would say, no, get out of my way. I don't want no one watching me. Get out of here. Which one did they do? All of the above, so that way you never know how it was done. Yeah. You mean people watching is part of how it was done? Yeah. Does it affect the napping that much when people watch? It does if they add their 2 cents. If they're saying, wait, do the notches a little bit deeper, or that doesn't look like the tribal point. You need to make it better. Yeah. You're not representing the tribe with that point. I'm watching you. So yeah, it affects the napping in that case. Why do you want a special tribal point? Maybe you're going on a hunt with some more tribes and you want to make sure everyone gets their fair share by keeping track of who does the kills. Maybe sometimes it doesn't matter. Maybe it's some other reason I haven't thought of why they would be very particular about the type and not just make whatever they wanted. Why did they have to follow a certain type? Why can't they just make whatever they want? If I was back in the day doing some Flintknapping and some guy wanted to make a point like this with a lot of serrations or no serrations or a big long neck like this one or something out of the ordinary, I don't care. Why do they all have to be the same? All right. Let's see what this looks like. Ooh, beautiful. That'll haft on there really good. Really good. Yeah. All right. It's not good from the side, so let's switch it around. That's even worse. I gotta widen that notch out. Watch out. I'm gonna widen the notch out. Let's see. How do you widen these? Because this is just done with a, I think this one's done with a bandsaw. I have my scroll saw out also, but I think this one was made with a bandsaw because it's so crude. My scroll saw does a little bit better job than this. Yep, my scroll saw is pretty cool. If the blade doesn't break, yeah, it breaks is just like delicate notches break. Or it breaks like when I'm doing delicate notches. If I'm doing something delicate with my scroll saw, it'll break. I don't know why. The little blade will go poof. Always. Alright, so I widened it. Now let's see if it'll work. To be straight in. It's straighter than before. See, with a V-bottom notch, it's harder to mount arrowheads. If you widen them out, though, if you widen out the notches and make them square bottom, in many cases, it's much easier to mount arrowheads. Now, if you're better at making arrowheads, then it doesn't matter, because then you know it'll fit because you make the arrowheads really well. Let's see which way. But it's easier to modify the notch than it is to modify the arrowhead. So you just make your arrowheads all cruddy and put a big notch in there and they will all fit no matter what. It's still, it seats in there. There we go. Beautiful. And then you just align it so that the tip is aligned. And you can tell by spinning, if you just hold the shaft steady and you spin and that tip doesn't move, then it's aligned, but the tip is moving a little bit. Yeah, it's moving a lot. Anyway. It's not a video on how to align these things. But you get the idea. See, the longer the neck, the more wrapping you can put in there. So the less glue you can use. You don't need to use a lot of glue if you have the long, skinny neck like that. Very little glue is necessary. Okay, alright. So much for that little distraction. So yeah, it probably looked a little bit better earlier when I was doing those nice deep notches. But there you go. I didn't really want to do any big points. I haven't been wanting to do much knapping on video lately. But I'll be doing more of this Obsidian stuff. Yeah. Alright. Oops. There it is. That's it.